Who's been on my. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, today is Tuesday, December 24th, 2024, Christmas Eve. Board minutes for December 17th.
I'll move to approve board minutes except on the lake thing. It had Scott making motion and seconding motion. So I gotta change that.
Oh,
Yeah, I seconded the motion for the lake.
the lake, okay.
Second.
Any public comment? Being done, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, correspondence. The first is a letter from the Montana Department of Transportation. The response from reaching out to the Montana Department of Transportation regarding US Interstate 90. And same winter storms and
Yes, pretty much, Jonas, they got the letter, grass and put more sand and stuff.
thank you for your explanation.
And that way they,
See anything in there where, okay, they look into study at the bottom. On that.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to people about this tomorrow. Because, like I say, they said that it wasn't written in stone like what they're talking about. The speed limit. With that law.
Feel that we should go forward or just accept the response.
No, I write a letter. Tell them to do a study.
Right, our next correspondence is from FERC. And it's a letter to acknowledge that our December 10th, 2024 letter transmitting the emergency action plan status report for the Flint Creek hydroelectric project. We have reviewed the information and provided the following comments, and there was comments.
So can we put that on the agenda for next week? The letter.
Yeah, for the speech.
Send the letter.
Okay, this is an email. The next is from Penny Murray. And it is, here's a date, save the date flyer for the next Granite County Museum building fundraiser. And it's a St. Patrick's Day dinner, $30 per person, $200 table of 8. And it's supporting the Granite County Museum housing project. And the next is an invite from the Montana Association of Counties for the 2025 Legislative Conference. It is February 24th through the 26th. And it's at the Delta Colonial Hotel and it's at the Montana State Capitol building. It's February 24th, 25th, 26th. That's the agenda. That's it for correspondence. Next agenda item is public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction. Any public comment?
Yeah.
No snow. I went way up high and it just, there's, just solid ice. Haven't found nothing. There's some around that people, I know a couple people. Might get some weather Saturday,
Yeah.
but then it's going right back warm again, so.
Hmm.
Yesterday I went to Missoula, it was pouring rain all the way from Drummond to Missoula.
Really?
Rain, yeah, 36 degrees just rain.
Hmm.
Crazy. About 6:30 in the morning,
Yeah, we got a little bit of snow. Really wet. Not that much.
it's scary. Something don't happen, it's,
Oh, yeah. We got plenty. We need a really bad January, February to get just a normal.
But then you hear some of the people saying, oh, no, they're above normal.
What,
Some of them are saying they're above normal.
snow?
Where?
Yeah, off the west, like I said, they just stopped. It just stopped over there. Because the coast is real wet. I mean, they have a lot of
Hmm.
moisture.
Jackie said yesterday she'd been doing that billing, for the insurance stuff that we got behind on before. Didn't have them. Got $11,000 in him.
Wow.
It's a lot of work. And I appreciate what they're doing. Holy cow. And she wrote a grant, waiting to hear from Scott on the grant on some defibrillators. She can get them 10 of them for like $9,000. Be cheap. $5,000 savings.
What are they?
Defibrillators,
Oh,
in the cop cars and stuff.
oh,
Wait to hear from him, see what for sure.
Hmm.
Got something through the railroad BNSF.
so is that one gal still doing the ambulance billings?
Oh. Sarah?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. This stuff is all like, just the shots and stuff coming out of that down there, so I don't know what she did.
I gotta find out.
I know Frank and them, they've been doing their own billing, they turn stuff in.
He's still using a QRU.
That's how they got Rick White. Another one of them good deals where they had to have to get all the way up in there, Chuck. It's 17 miles in there, up Hoover Creek, and you go all the way back around the back side.
So what happened with that?
That's when that addition fell over and landed.
Oh,
on
okay,
broke his
yeah,
legs.
yeah.
But yeah, thank God, he had one bar and he got hold and Grant County showed up there in the QR rate. Thank God. No, that's a good deal there. Saved hours and plus you can get there and that ambulance, you never made it. Yeah, they use it quite a bit. Now, one day he said they saved 21 minutes, 21 or 22 minutes. They were there before the ambulance got there. The other guy got the ambulance and they hurried up and just went to the scene. And saved. They were there 22 minutes before the ambulance. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of lives.
If you're laying there in deep trouble, 8 minutes is
No, they've been going and doing good. I think they were doing some CPR training yesterday. There were some people in the ambulance shed there drunk. That Sarah was there. I was gonna ask her, and then she took off and I missed her. But seemed to be doing pretty good.
Is there any public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction? We have about 10, 7, 8, 9 minutes, 7, 8 minutes for anyone to voice their comment to the commission. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you all. Not a comment, just a question. How did the meeting go last night, Blanche?
Good.
Was it
I
well?
as officio, I guess the minutes will be posted by the secretary. We were just for the study commission last night.
study commission.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah, they followed and reappointed the chairman and secretary and set up the budget. And the next meeting is going to be January 16th at 5. And we discussed the recording thing and I'm going to visit with Blaine because we don't have capabilities of posting a recording and I think that not all boards have recordings and post recordings, but they did record it just so that they could make sure that their minutes were correct.
Oh, that'd be good with Blaine checking into that because there's a breakdown as to who has to record and who doesn't. And the county, since this is a county review, has to record it, put it online. And the town of Drummond doesn't. So there's a mixture of both, how it's being run. So how many people attended?
It's the board.
Just the board. That's because it's not really noticed properly again. But it's good that Blaine is going to check it. Maybe Dan Clark should also check it. Thank-
So you keep mentioning town of Drummond, just because the mayor is part of the study commission, she was elected as the study commission. She doesn't have anything or say anything about the town of Drummond.
Well, that's right. She's just a commissioner, an elected commissioner, but everything has a reference to the town of Drummond. There's nothing on the county website regarding the meetings or the agenda. Where is it?
So we also discussed setting all this up and getting an actual thing on the website and they did all their timeline stuff last night, so that's gonna be posted. So last night was the very first meeting, so it was a learning experience. And they follow procedure and they have their training and they have their rules, and I think they did a really good job last night.
Okay, just and I beg to differ. The first meeting was November 26th of the Local Government Review Commission. It was the 26th of November. So I'm sure it'll get clarified and all the agenda items will be where they belong. And hopefully I can attend the next meeting and maybe it'll be on Zoom like it should be. Thank
It
you.
will not be on Zoom, that's a guarantee. It will not be on
Okay.
Zoom. It doesn't have,
I'm sorry,
it doesn't have to be on Zoom.
but the county has the capability and this is a county government review. So as
Well,
long as you have it,
You can
it
discuss
should.
we'll discuss that with Blaine and we'll.
Okay. Again, this is a county-wide and there's people that voted for this throughout the county. And so it's hard for them to sometimes, attend a meeting in person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now. Thanks for going to it. Thanks for going to it.
Well, I have to, I'm
I
part of
know,
it.
I'm just saying, but it just makes,
I'm actually. I can't vote, I can't do anything, I'm just there to. Kind of be there as an elected official.
And I put the agenda on our newsletter till Eric gets us and your own spot on the website.
So there was things discussed about that, the chairman is going to look into about the, point of contact. So, there's a little bit of misunderstanding, but she's gonna get with Blaine and, because there has to be a point of contact. Anyway, that will be resolved before our next, board meeting on the 16th of January at 5 in the courtroom. Okay, it's 9:20. Our next agenda item is weekly report with Road and Bridge Superintendent. Paul Alt is on vacation and won't be back till the first of the year. Is there anything?
maybe it's throwing some sand and hitting it here and there. There's not really a lot, we don't have no weather, so. I think they're working on a few things and. Pretty much patching holes. And about all I know. And they were gonna haul a little sand down to Rock Creek, I think, just to make sure, just kind of odds and ends.
So why did you want this on the agenda for next week?
Send a
They
letter.
send a letter saying, yeah, do the study. For them to do the study.
Okay. So do we have to pay for that?
Hmm?
Do we have to pay for that? Do we have to pay for that? Study?
No, you can just, you're asking for them to do it.
Oh,
And
it's
they they just need a letter from us saying that,
okay.
we've done it before and other stuff, no, we don't pay for it. It's up to them, cause there's been people that done.
I got you.
Other than that, the dump seems all right, they're still waiting till I get a little moisture to burn, cause.
No, I know.
Or they'll get away.
Yeah, just like summer driving in there. Today it was like.
Got all the parts to put the wing on, the grader. I know they're waiting on some parts to finish that up, then they'll have the wing on the grader, so.
Hmm.
Try to get moved wherever they move it, I'm not sure where they park it. They take it out. We don't need it yet.
So Johnny is kind of lead man up here and Ken is lead man down there.
Correct. Paul told him, make sure and call us if something comes up, just whoever, just make sure to call in.
I think we will, since we do not have, Paula, will go into recess until 9:40. The agenda item is the dam tenders report. The lake level is 6428.33 feet, 14.04 inches below full pool.
Was 14.64 last week.
Yeah, no, again.
I
We got some snow too.
think we better leave it.
Still,
Don't
still
leave it.
bad.
So keep it at 6.
Yeah, I'll make.
Now second.
Is there any public comment?
Think we have much choice.
Okay, being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed. Level, water flow, what am I trying to say? 6.
Out.
What were we last year?
For water. We were a lot higher than.
The December 5th, we were 5.16.
Well, that's all.
Trying to get to the next year. And December 19th, we were 4.56, 6429.12.
Okay, so
And I didn't fill.
on this, it's 6429.16 feet on December 25th. And now we're 6428.33 feet. So take.
I'm missing a page here.
First calculator.
And then on the 1st of January or the 7th, we were 3.48.
So what were we in December? How many inches?
4.56 on the
And
19th.
14.
1464 last week. 1460.
And we were doing, how much we were letting water out. We can start writing that on your forward. It's
Usually
easier.
there's a single, I don't know what.
Year before, it was 6 almost the whole winter, wasn't it? And the hydroelectric people were moaning and groaning because they weren't making any money. Well, neither were we.
I think that's about what we were.
But that,
I can't find it, really. Usually it's.
we have to look in minutes.
Yeah. So probably wouldn't hurt to put on here
6.
6. We can go back and find out what. It's real far down. We can go September. September 23.
Morning.
It's really worse, 15 or 20, but they're trying to make a little money off. it.
Georgetown, this is on December 5th. It was 5.16 inches below. And the outflow was at 15. And that's on the 5th. And then. Well.
Fishing game, and all guys.
Never do until it gets in its mother's. When they freak out.
Back on?
Yeah,
Okay. You, want my legal opinion? So it, only applies to the county commission and the board of health to to record here. And so Zoom is not required for the study commission or recording of the meeting.
Okay.
If if the study commission chooses to, they can
Okay,
record them if they want.
okay.
Here's the
So, and then
statute.
I know that the chairman of the study commission is going to reach out to
Okay,
you, so you'll
Alright.
have that. But just for Elena, I guess she was saying,
it's MCA 2-3-214.
okay,
Cities, towns have to do them. There is some,
Yeah, so it's
there are some exemptions there too.
so the study commission does not
Correct.
have to record
Audio recorder, any type. of
audio
recording,
recorded there.
or Zoom.
So we're talking about it. On the 19th. The lake was 6429.12, 4.56 inches below full pool, and we were releasing 15 on the 19th too. So
14 below, 6, you know.
So that's what the motion was,
Yeah.
to pass. Yeah, I agree. Is there some in the forecast?
The center, they were supposed to get some, they sound, but then right back up high food. Crazy.
that's why it's good to be able to access those minutes on the. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so we're keeping it at 6.
Okay, sounds good. That Christmas tree looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, did I miss that last week?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Morning.
Morning.
Oh,
Hello. Okay, we're gonna treat this as a closed session because if names are gonna be mentioned. So we'll go on. Okay, the next agenda item is the letter to the state, which,
this is for.
oh, this is for the bridge repairs, okay.
Just for the fund for the bridge.
To inquire about funding. There is one funding.
I'll move to send a letter to the state about the bridge.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Next second.
During public comment. Being done, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried, pass.
Did you see the response on the sanding request? It's kind of a generic. Canned response on the sanding.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can start moving stuff up for example. See.
Okay, so the letter will be sent to the Department of Transportation, looking for funds for bridge repairs.
I'd say probably keep the 11 o'clock one there, but these other ones could be moved out. Well, it's up to you.
Jeremy.
They're just gonna tell us if they got people. So.
Yeah, but they're banding their lines here, you know that, yeah. So maybe possibility that, yeah, bunch of trails could get it,
All the lines that are running.
yeah,
Mhm.
up the valley.
But those are BNSF ones that
Hmm.
really just leased them from BNSF.
The ones coming up here to Philippa, I think they're banding them, so, you know. You're right, the main line.
So if they abandon the lines and then the easements go away, or
Well, potentially there's I think an option for like Trails Association to get them. So.
And that's
Sure,
at,
think
that's at
that.
11.
Yeah, I just think, yeah, that one, I would try to move that one up, but these other ones, yeah.
Jeremiah is coming at 10:30
Okay,
in
so,
person.
practice yesterday?
Yeah, I wasn't there though, it was just kind of a shoot around.
Oh,
I'd take the kids to Missoula for a dentist appointment and do some last minute
Yeah.
Christmas shopping, and it was insane.
I bet.
I went Saturday, that was not a good idea.
We did some Zulu yesterday too, so we got a little time off to go.
Yesterday was kind of just come in and shoot around if
Yeah.
you wanted, it wasn't mandatory really.
Mm.
Thursday, Friday. Just mandatory.
Get out. Ankles and everything, everyone's feeling out.
They're healing up, yeah, slowly.
Yeah, ankles are tough, aren't they?
Well, and all them kids are getting like these low top basketball
So it
shoes. now.
doesn't-
Like,
yeah.
why do you get high tops?
Bodie got low tops as well, he's got bad ankles.
Yeah.
I don't- It's the cool thing, I guess.
Yes. I mean, if you want low tops, at least they have a wrap or a brace
Yeah.
or something. Especially basketball, blow ankles a lot. Come down, land on
On someone's
someone's
foot, yeah.
I tell the boys all the time, like, I used to get both ankles wrapped for practice. And games, football, basketball, even track, used to have wrap ankles too,
Or just prevent.
for like
prevent
triple
it,
jumping
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, is it?
I think we can, things that was quick
I
and
do the triple. I do the triple now.
information and to the point we can move on to our, there might be some discussion with this letter to Granite
Almost
disposal.
44 sophomore.
Sounds good.
Did you guys read the letter? Have you read the letter? Okay, should I read the letter, do you think,
Two,
to Granite disposal?
it was online.
Is it online?
It's online.
Is it copies?
Yeah, I can summarize it if you want.
Okay,
And
yes,
the
please.
concern was that Granite Disposal's invoices had county fees on it. Which the county is not doing any type of surcharge. Granite Disposal works with the county and we've got the co-op, they're doing their co-op. If they have overages, that's on Granite Disposal to work out with their customers, but it's not, shouldn't be called a county fee. So I think the letter is pretty good.
I agree because he gets all their units. He's got all their units, so how there could be overages is kind of surprises me. That. Because he's got all these units that he can use. So you're looking at a person that has Granite Disposal who pays what, 25 a month? Is that the,
I can look here at the bill.
I think 25 a month, and then you're looking at that same person that pays $135 a year for their unit. And so they're giving that $135 to Granite Disposal in good faith that their garbage will be hauled. And if there's any overages, how can he even determine per person
So
what overages that person would have?
That's why it's cool,
Yeah.
so it's all together.
yeah, so he's doing the 25 and then plus the $10 fee per month.
So what's
That's
the
maybe-
$10 fee for?
Just says county fee on it.
Okay,
which-
that's what.
Which is likely the overage, but he's gotta get it worked out. My understanding has to go to the Public Service Commission.
So you used your bill as an example.
Yeah, I have it right here.
So you have that much garbage where you have overages every month, $10.
He said before, if you just have your, just have your plastic bin filled, and that's usually. Fine, it's not overages, but if you have extra than bags laying there, that would be, and so we haven't had extra, we haven't put any extra bags out. So forth, so.
Um,
How's it going?
I don't get this. I don't get the $10 fee. How does he know? Because a truckload is what? You've got 2,000 pounds. I never go over and I haul my stuff to the dump. I'm just saying, I've never had overages and it's a truckload whenever I get it out there.
If I had to guess, it's people are putting some heavy stuff in their household garbage bin. But you're right, why should that? He's got a problem with his customers, he's gotta work out, because my bin is not overfilled, it's just filled. If it needs to be more than 25, fine, but go to the Public Service Commissioner, or however he does to get his, get it worked out.
Yeah, it seems to me the overages, he wasn't a bit worried about the overages, if I remember correctly. That because of all these units that he has, that he would never be in the, because it's co-op. Right,
He
and
lost
they're all
it,
sharing it.
he lost a few, but I think there's still a lot he's got a large customer base.
But I mean, they're all, and one person's gonna have maybe 2 bags, where the other person's gonna probably have a big full, but it's still being as a co-op, that's what they. Am I,
One way to solve it would be scales on his truck, so that's the option, the co-op is a alternative in the policy to scales.
okay, so what this letter is stating, it's stating that. Take the county fee wording off because it's not a surcharge.
Yeah,
It's, do you have a comment on this?
I was waiting until it was
Okay.
that time, but yeah, I have
say
information.
any overages should be worked out between you and your customers. Your invoices should not include the county fee. If you need to increase your fees, passing along overage costs, then you need to take the proper steps to do that.
Pretty simple.
Yeah,
I like it.
So is there a motion to send this letter?
I'll make a motion, we go ahead and send the letter out.
No second.
Is there any public comment?
Ashley Todd, Treasurer's Office. I think this letter is gonna be well received. I think the wording is good and that, they'll be more than happy to change that. It is my understanding that $10 fee is exactly what you think it is, for people that they believe are going over, what their allotted 2,000 pounds would be. Obviously, again, they don't have scales, so they don't know that for sure. So that is what the understanding is right now. I do think that it might be a good idea for there to be a work meeting or a working group meeting with them to iron out a few details in the new year with the solid waste policy. And that's not just with granite disposal, but that's also with how we apply our fees for our taxpayers. There, I think, needs to be some ironing out on the number of units, because a lot of this also may stem from our commercial businesses. So our restaurants, our bars, the people that use a lot of the solid waste facility that maybe don't have an adequate amount applied to them. So, but I do think that this letter will be well received by Granite Disposal and they'll be happy to make those changes.
Blaine,
thanks. I agree with the commercial unit issue is worked out. I think in the past, it was worked out with land, talking to the Granite Disposal and so forth, but it was pretty informal, so, I think we need to, yeah, nail down the commercial side of it.
Yeah, I think Granite Disposal would bring it to them saying, hey, they need more units, charge more units because of their garbage.
Yeah.
Something. Funny.
Yeah, and little too informal for my liking.
Yeah, that's why I think maybe it'd be a good idea for us to have a working session to iron a few of those details out, because I don't believe that it should be a policy for the business that hauls garbage to approach the tax office to apply additional taxes or tax fees. I think that should be something that's in writing, that those types of businesses have set number of units. And if that business knows that they're gonna go over, that they should request that that be applied, or they pay the overage fees.
I mean, there is the, commercial unit set per business, but sometimes I'm not just looking at averages, you're right. So I think, yeah, getting, I think getting something from the business owner in writing, agreeing to that number, we've mutually agreed upon is the best way to go.
But and here's the reason that Granite Disposal, they're the only ones that knew. We didn't, the county didn't have any idea that these businesses were using more than what they were allotted.
Right.
And so we relied on Granite Disposal to inform the county, okay, these guys are we're hauling more garbage than what they're using.
The problem with that, then the business owners left kind of out of the loop and may not know that, and so.
Yeah.
Better communication between Granite Disposal and them, and then an agreement, with business owners saying, we understand that's what will be under tax.
So we need to probably put that on the agenda. Do we want Granite Disposal to be here too? And naturally, Ashley. So would we want like the 14th or?
I would propose maybe a little bit later in the month, only to make sure that we have some numbers to show as well, so some stuff from
Okay.
the scale it software, and just to make sure that we have enough. Are we proposing a working session with?
Yeah, so we need. Do you want to wait till like February or?
That might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tentatively about the middle of February. So
11,
the 11th,
18. 11,
okay, let's working session. How would you propose this?
would it be a separate agenda item? Like,
Yeah.
have its own agenda?
Yeah,
No.
solid waste, or
solid
no,
waste.
its own agenda item, I
Yeah.
think, line item, solid waste, policy working,
Discussion decision, so we can make the vote on it.
yeah. it's up to you guys.
Which day?
Discussion decision, so we can make a vote on it.
On what, updates or what are we calling it?
Just in case something gets changed, that we can do it right then, when we're done with
Okay.
it.
Okay, right, okay. So then we'll send this letter, its motion. Has been carried and, public comment is so all in favor? Aye, motion carried and passed. Okay, so our next agenda item is Drummond Bridge repair with Great West. Jeremiah,
Good. You're alive.
I'm here.
Did you meet Paul Kalaski, your new commissioner?
Oh, Paul Pulaski. Nice to meet you, Jeremiah. Nice
Jeremiah.
to say hi to you. Nice to meet you. How are you?
How are you?
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, see ya. see your, or hear your voice on Zoom and never.
I know,
see it.
anymore with Zoom meetings, it's a lot easier to connect and it's almost too easy.
I think
That's
you're
all I
scared to
do.
come in.
You've given me a complex. Every time I hear Granite, it scares me.
You know, every time you hear Commissioner Adler, it's.
Well, that's in the back of my mind, like, don't bill us. As little time as possible. So the bridge, we had, Dan McCauley, actually our old president, he's a structural engineer, and so he swung by. On his way through just to take a look at things. And you basically have two options to deal with that. Our opinion is it should be fixed properly because there's some concerns with the structural integrity of that, the post section itself. If you look at where that crash was and how that hit it, the post itself is tilted out slightly. It popped out the curb section of the concrete on the backside and then exposed the reinforcing in there. So in there, you know, the reinforcing connects the curb to the deck into that post. So, you know, we pulled the old design plans. We had them from when we actually did that patching and overlaid that. So obviously the reinforcing is bent or pulled out in the concrete slightly. You could just pull the post back and patch it, but I'm gonna assume, you know, Blaine can speak on the liability component of that. Like, if somebody were to hit it again, there's concerns with the structural integrity there. So it's probably an area where you have a void in the structural strength and you could have some issues with that.
I think you guys better just fix it right. I don't think pulling that back, what are we gonna pull back, we're gonna bust that rest off.
It might, yeah, and then the reinforcing is gonna be loose within the post as well, and so we can do some superficial patching to kind of, you know, protect the reinforcing, but that's it, like the post, if somebody were to hit it again, that's a weak spot. So the recommendation would be, I mean, we'll need to get into it a little bit, but I think we would essentially just have a contractor just do hydro demo of the concrete on the post itself and that small section of curb. And then we would look at the reinforcing if we need to add additional anchors to the deck or into the post itself, and then just re-pour the post curb section.
I think that's the best way to do it.
The posts are the rail posts connecting each vertical post. Those are actually in good shape, so we can, you know, we want to kind of keep the nature as best we can. So I think we can do small section of the curb, you know, basically where it's exposed. The one post itself, just hydro demo all that, expose the reinforcing, do whatever we need to do, and then recast a new section. So that's that. I mean, that would be our recommendation, but it's ultimately what, you know, you guys.
I think, yeah, I just need to fix it right. Pray we start pulling that. I looked at there, that thing could, but yeah, I think it caused more damage.
It's cracked. I mean, it's not good.
They could get bids, or is there people that this is their forte, or what?
So the price is gonna be over 5,000, but definitely under 80,000 for that. So I mean, I think we could solicit 3 quotes. We'd have to put together, I guess, you know, we do a quick little bid package for you, and then we could solicit some contractors, or you could publicly advertise if you wanted to. There are specialty contractors, you know, and do MDT bridges, the hydro demoing. It's kind of small, but I'm guessing they can send a crew over and do that pretty quick, and then reform and pour that.
I think you might use them, don't you?
I think that's it. We'll just have you go ahead and put it out, and then, you know, around there when you done.
Okay, so the motion would be for the Great West to
Go ahead and you set up the bid thing and send it out. Go from there and we'll get it, we'll accept it, and move ahead.
Okay.
Just make sure that, you know, on a bid that it covers your stuff too, you know, because gonna have to pay you.
So, trying to think of what the minimum insurance he had probably was 50,000 overall, but per occurrence, it's probably one of those, I'd have to look at 25 or,
2550 is minimum, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
so, but do you think it'd be over 25?
I bet, yeah. I mean, just to isolate that, even though it's gonna be, I mean, we're really talking about like a 6 foot section of concrete and post to mobilize in hydro demo equipment.
It's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to capture all that
Yeah,
runoff from the deck, cause we can't, release that.
they might have a better policy in line with all of it, but yeah, it just needs fixed.
Yeah. So on our part, what I'll do is put together a task order for getting the bid and then doing some oversight for the construction. And helping out with that process and then get that over to you and then we'll get into the.
Please, you'll have to have one of the guys come out and make sure, right? That night.
Yeah, once, yeah, we've got all the inspection stuff, but once they demo it out, we need to look at the reinforcing and make sure, and then we'll all want to check when they do the concrete pour, take cylinders, all that good stuff, just to make sure it's done.
So did it total the car that hit it?
I don't know, the tire was like sideways, wasn't
Is there any other stuff that you guys could find once you start demoing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think just looking at the as-built plans, the only concerns I have is the reinforcing still connected properly to the deck section and curb. And if not, we would just have the contractor, on the fly, we'd have them post tension anchor or post anchor in some additional reinforcing. Yeah.
We don't wanna go weak behind, cause if somebody hits it, have to fix it.
No. So that's what we would, depending on that, we would maybe have to add some additional reinforcing. But that's it, yeah.
The motion would be to have them do a bid pack and get 3 quotes and move forward.
They say,
Is there any public comment?
You made that quote.
Things done, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed.
Okay, we'll get
What else you got for us?
I wanted to actually come over and just talk about the dam. Cause it's always lingering things, your favorite subject, right?
Guess what? That's our next agenda. Flint Creek Dam items for 2025 requests.
Okay, so we've got a few things coming up on the dam this year. The biggest one is we're gonna have a meeting with FERC here January 14th. Well, when are we meeting? Greens.
The 7th.
Oh, that's
Seven.
good.
So FERC is requiring you to do, it's essentially due January 1st of 2027, the Part 12D. Which we haven't got comments on the last one. So it's absurd, but, so with this, it's a actual comprehensive assessment. And I know when Doug and Cream came out last time, they talked about this new regulations that FERC is implementing. So it's a Part 12D on steroids, as much as I can figure. And that's what they're calling this comprehensive assessment. Now, you only have to do it once every 4 times. So you're gonna do it now, and then you'll have 3 cycles of Part 12. So essentially, from 26, like 18, 19 years down the road, you'll do another one. So there's a bit of time in between, but we haven't done one for the dam. And now they're changing these regulations, and so it's gonna be a requirement.
Paul still might be on the commission doing.
You're not gonna still be around.
Oh, maybe.
Well, let's see, 2 years for me.
So, Kareem will kind of go through the specifics, but there's a whole, FERC has all their requirements. And we're gonna have to hire a firm to do that. Now, the last two Part 12Ds have been done by Dow. Jay Tom did those. Jay actually, well, he retired and then passed away, so unfortunately,
Oh, you did?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
3 or 4 months after retirement, he didn't make it.
Yeah,
very long.
Really?
don't retire, yeah, don't retire.
Yeah. I'm lucky enough, I won't have to ever, probably.
Well, we can't use Dow though, right? We have to go with the
Yeah.
new one now.
They're probably, even with Jay's qualifications, I don't even know that he would be eligible for this, doing this
That's why-
comprehensive
That's
assessment.
what I understood, when they saying, well, how are we gonna find anybody?
Was it potentially someone with like the Northwestern Energy uses, is that what your thought was?
Yeah, he had mentioned they have done a few of these, so they have a consultant or somebody, he was gonna share that info. The price is gonna be costly, I mean, I don't know what that number is gonna be, but I think the commission can plan from 75 to 100,000.
Yeah, it's, when we first talked about it, what, years ago, it was 60, so with all this new stuff, it's gonna be $100,000.
It could be, yeah. So we'll have to go out to RFP, I think after the meeting with Green, and then they did send over the letter on those requirements. And we can craft up a request for proposals for engineering firms that are eligible, and go through that process. And then I guess the big thing will be when you want to start, because we do have to have that report submitted by January 1st, 2027. But I know, it's gonna take some time to plan, so I don't know if we want to start after fiscal year in midsummer or this fall or whenever.
I think sooner the better,
Yeah.
right? If we don't get going,
This for your,
wait, I'm gonna be help.
Yeah.
So what month or what day in January are we having that?
Seven.
The seventh,
Seventh.
the 7th. Okay.
Yeah, I think Kareem's just gonna call in or virtual in, but he's just gonna go through the requirements. And they, like I said, they already submitted the letter. So we can just take that information, put together an RFP and then see what kind of response we can get.
Then we'll kind of know after that meeting how what we're sitting at, see what we're really gonna have to do, and then we better get on it.
Yeah. So we'll do, process wise, we'll do an RFP. Last time we didn't even get any firms to respond. Well, no, that was the PGA that earthquake
right, yeah.
analysis. I think we will with this, or we can at least target Northwestern contacts. HDR, the firm that did the PGA analysis, they do have folks that are qualified to do comprehensive assessment. So I think we will. Unfortunately, you get these big national firms because nobody smaller in the state of Montana is going to have the qualifications for this.
where's HDR, I think Denver.
Well, they have offices in
Oh, they
Montana,
do, okay.
but they're national.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got like 6,000 employees across the country. So they've got the qualifications. There's some other like national firms that.
Does that state grant help out with something like this, where we're gonna have to come up with 100,000? Is that, we always apply for that, what was it, 75?
You can, well, for planning purposes like this, it's up to 15,000, the RRG. That may be something we could pursue.
I think we better start looking into all that, we don't have no damn money. We're broke.
Yeah,
It's not.
Not
good.
making any.
No. No, we don't have no
Not
lot.
this year anyway.
It's not good.
yeah, let me check into that. It's quite, we haven't pursued any planning grant money for these feasibility studies or Part 12s in the past.
But I was just thinking there was something else too, that we went after before, I don't know if that was just to work on it or.
So far, that's what we've done, and that's one of the topics I was gonna talk about, because you do have an RRG construction grant right now. are not open, but it's, likely won't be funded. But they do have a planning side, and then for feasibility studies, kind of essentially, that's what we would label this as. You could get up to 15,000. So I mean, I guess it's something to help.
Anything on this, cause I ain't kidding, they have no money, it's shit.
Yeah, it generates enough to not
Not
even
just
cover all
this,
the
we got
first.
everything else coming up too. Seems like it's just rolling in again, trying to cover it.
We got that other thing to do too, that footing or whatever. Didn't I read something about you were gonna get a grant or go for a grant to fix something?
Yeah, so that's the other item I had, as part of our, the last part 12D, there was a few things. It was on the control gates for the hydro, their outlet, it leaks. We did some sediment cleanup along there, but we got some seepage along there that's degrading the concrete. Also the interior pipe drains. The plan was to take care of that drainage and rebore a new deck on that, on those these gates. Put in a sediment trap, so that way dam tender can monitor sediment on those. And then the other thing was Burke wanted to check the thickness of the conduits going through the dam. Because when we replaced the valves years ago, we did some thickness tests on it. But from that through the dam, nothing's been done or inspected at all. So the plan there was to have divers go in with, they have some camera testing they can do, and take care of that. So we did feasibility study, you got a planning grant for that. And then we submitted an RRG, a DNRC renewable resource grant for 125,000. So that ranked one of the top applications. This next legislation, the spring will, hear those grants, and if they do fund it, which I would imagine they would, you will have 125,000 for that. So we'll do a quick design for the sediment trap and concrete work and put that out to bid. And then, hire some divers to do the inspections and submit that reporting to FERC.
So what's the total cost then, you think?
For that, around that 125,000, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that should be more than sufficient. The concrete work, I mean, we're just gonna excavate out below the west wall, put in some drain tile there, and then pour a new slope. Yeah, because it kind of comes down flat. We'll just put grade on it. And then the sediment catches, we're just gonna rehab the corner and then just run them into these like monitoring device basically and outlets. So they're pretty straightforward. The biggest cost is gonna be, it's $5,000 a day or whatever to have divers on site to go do that inspection stuff. Other items on the dam that at least I'm aware of right now is we'll have our annual, the DSSMR, the Dam Safety Surveillance Monitoring Report. That's required to be submitted by April 1st. We do that every year for the county. It's pretty straightforward. So we have that. The owner's dam safety plan. There was some comments received from FERC on last submittal, so we plan to address that at the same time. And then also there was comments from FERC on the emergency action plan that Billy and Jackie had put together. And so we would address those as well and get those soon. So at least on my side, those are the items that I'm seeing right now. We'll get the DSSMR, ODSP, and the EAP updated prior to April 1 and get those submitted. The work that I described on the dam, that stuff, you have to get under contract with DNRC, which will help with that process, but I don't see that happening till this fall. So I don't know if that work would even take place until 26. I don't, you know, being where it's at, and doing some concrete work and stuff, we would probably design it and get things ready fall of 25, winter, and then plan for 26.
But they can plan on that grant and budget it there.
Yep, yep. And then, yeah, the comprehensive assessment would take place, you know, probably late spring, summer, all the way through 6. Other things, I mean, I don't, you know how it is. There's always something that comes up. I can't predict what's.
They're always finding something. Just give,
Yeah, never.
never ends.
The comprehensive assessment scares me. I mean, because they're basically digging deeper into the weeds than they have on the past Part 12s. And there's always something that comes out on the Part 12s. I mean, this last one, the work we're gonna do because of that. What else are they gonna find? I mean, not find, but like, it's functioning well. It's been in place a long time. You guys have done a great job as the county doing repairs as needed.
They just gotta find something. They gotta find something, go back and sit in the office and bring it back at us.
Yeah.
Just,
And if, I mean, the folks that they regulate, you know, they regulate the Northwestern Energy System, they're making money on these things. You guys get a very small percentage of the revenue that comes off of this. And 100% of the regulations imposed on it. That's the biggest challenge.
when we broke ladders and everything else, right? Never.
Yeah, the feds gave money to Flinker Hydro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
That wasn't right.
Yeah,
not right. Not right.
yeah, they're the ones making it.
yeah, how could they do that when? they don't
After
even
all the
do
times
it?
you've met with.
They
met
don't
with
pay
their
the maintenance on it,
representative.
we pay the maintenance. We
Yeah.
pay this horrendous amount of maintenance on it and we get 10%.
Yep.
And then when we can only let out 6
Yeah,
of water, we're not making any money at all.
goes up to 20%, and by then, you know, with inflation.
Well, then they're gonna look for us, there's gonna be stuff every time he comes around.
Well, and you'll own it, what, 30 years from now, about the time it needs replaced?
Yeah, yeah,
At least to the turbines and
The
stuff.
turbines, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, they, you know, they did a really good job on making that a one-sided contract, unfortunately.
Well, it sucks because they don't even work with us.
Yeah.
You know, they always throw stuff, they just, yeah.
And that was the, you know, the unwritten agreement early on, as we will work with you, and they did get things going, and then it was. Here you go, the responsibility, you know.
Was there supposed to be some signs put up there as well, or is that? if they're
They
new?
put signs up and then, I'm Jackie's on, she knows more about that. We had some paint and little stuff to do, I don't think Jared's got that done.
Oh, it's fun to work.
It's little stuff.
Yeah, I think Billy and Jackie were working on ordering new signs, and then the road crews were gonna put that up.
Yeah, and I don't know if she's got them done down here, cause if she did, she was gonna get them somewhere else, we gotta get them.
Okay, yeah,
She can ask her, if she's on that. Yeah. She was, I'm sure that's what she said the other day.
You're gonna have. to
Sorry.
do that Painting this year
Do what?
for the warranty on that painting.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
go ahead, Jackie.
So I spoke with Leslie in November. I had ordered those new signs in July, I believe it was. I spoke with her in November and they were not done at the time. So I'm just sending her another message that said, I mean, we would have liked to have gotten them so we could put them up before winter, of course. So, I'm just trying to find a deadline for her that I keep getting pushed back, so.
We have to, we'll just go somewhere else, huh, Jackie? I mean, we can only wait so long. I mean, we told him we'd have them up, so I guess if he can give you a yay or a nay, if not, let's get them somewhere else.
Okay,
Great.
And then like Chuck said, that the blue along this, front face of the dam needs to be repainted just to maintain the warranty on that. Otherwise, in maintenance types things, it's pretty.
Get out there and paint it. Suck the waters down.
Is that special paint on that or what? I can't remember what.
Yeah, it's some sort of like,
Can't kill them fish.
We have a can of it. Billy put it someplace, I can't remember where she put it. but-
yeah, you guys
Special-
have it, it just needs to be applied.
We get all the Jared, he'd probably do it. Have him contracted to
Yeah.
do it.
Then wait for the lake to freeze over and then just walk along there, if it's low enough and just. Add it to it,
And you paint in below zero weather.
as long as it's on there,
and this is Jackie, Billy and I had discussed with Jared to do that in the spring and then get that vegetation out of there and then paint the blue line at the same time. So I don't know if that still is a plan, but that's kind of what we had talked about with him before she left.
Good.
you know, we'll see the follow up and make sure that is.
And I can talk to Jared about it too, if you guys would like.
Just to maybe confirm that, he'll do it in the spring, or can you do it in the winter and walk on the ice? No.
I mean, if there's a layer of ice there that's safe for him and it's warm enough to apply the paint and it's gonna maintain until the curing period, I'm sure it's probably not a big deal.
Did you get that, Jackie?
Yeah, I'm making myself a note so I don't forget.
Okay, anything else from me? Good enough.
Jeremiah, one thing. So you're gonna have, with the addition of the seminar or the LEPC minutes, you're gonna have Blanche sign that this week, next week, so we can get it sent back out?
Oh, yeah, whenever, Burke submitted a letter response to the emergency action plan status report that Jackie prepared. And they wanted to basically conduct an EAP seminar, which is discussion of the EAP. We didn't include it in that status report, but the LAPC did discuss the EAP. So I put together just a quick little letter from the commission to them stating that. And then we would include the meeting minutes.
Is that what you have on screen? So we can do that today and just give it to you, or what, do we mail it?
No, if you just give it to me, then I will
Okay.
e-file it.
So let's just sign it today and
Okay,
I'll hand it right over to you.
Want me to change date?
yeah, just change the date and then we're good. That's the
Do it.
easiest.
Motion approving the letter, it's the letter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve the letter to send to him.
And who,
The e-file first.
any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Nine.
Aye. Motion carried with yes. Applause.
Yeah, I will, as soon as we sign that, I will e-file it this afternoon to Burke. Hopefully take care of that.
Thank
And
you,
then-
Jackie, for remembering that.
And then,
Well-
oh, go ahead, Jackie.
Oh, so I kind of started doing my agenda for March LEPC meeting, Jeremiah, and I already put that in there, so it's a click for my brain that we review that every March so that we're in compliance there.
Right, yep, and then we'll just make sure we track that in the status report at the end of the year and just include meeting minutes.
Yeah, I have that in my yearly. Where I put everything, so I got that.
Okay, so I guess it's official that we can hand this over to you, or you'll make sure it gets there.
I will. Do you need a copy or do you want me just to?
Yeah.
Better have a copy,
Yeah.
cause he might lose it.
I just got, Lance handed that over to me, that's like. I would as well. It's Christmas Eve, who knows what's gonna happen?
Got big plans?
You're a Bobcat fan too, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. You going to Frisco?
I'm trying to finagle a way down there, but it's, I mean, they just added some United flights out of
did they?
Roseman, I saw.
Yeah, it's tough to get down
What?
there. Carol Bornson's going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're in hands.
I wanna go, but at the same time.
I think it's great, you just take us.
It's gonna be.
Charter a flight? You didn't say, no seats available on that one.
Actually, probably be empty.
Our task order just got a lot more.
I'm scared.
There is quite a few, well, not quite a few, but there is a few folks going down.
Good, it should be a good game.
When is it, January 11th, right?
The 6th,
Yeah, it's
Monday.
Before
Oh,
the PS game.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's the last year for Frisco for a couple of years. They're remodeling.
Okay, well, I
Thank
will
you.
get out of your hair, so appreciate it, thank you.
Good meeting ya.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too.
Good working.
Yeah, you too, yeah.
Say hi to John.
I will. Fist bump, are we?
Fist
bump.
Okay.
Nice to
Nice to meet.
Uh,
I wouldn't do that, and I did drop off some
see that.
snacks, so.
Did you want to bring that forward?
I will. It's lunch, no, there you go, there's your snack.
Merry Christmas from
Awesome.
Great West.
Yep, Merry Christmas from Great West, so, all right, thanks to everyone.
Thank
you.
Have a good Christmas.
Okay, so next agenda item. Montana Rail Link abandonment exemption in Granite County, Montana. Discussion and just discussion, I take it.
Are they on or does
Mm-mm.
something probably needs arranged to talk with Joe Gentry? I think they wanted to talk with you as well.
Okay, and they weren't gonna be on today, or?
I think this was just just acknowledge receiving it, potentially
Okay.
setting up a time.
Okay, so in front of me, it's from Mullins Law Group. And it's Montana Rail Link abandonment exemption in Granite County. And it is, what is this illegal? Whereas thing? And pictures of.
It sounds like they're required to, and to get your
And
comments.
So
I guess you could, I mean, if,
is this something that we'd want to put on?
I think Joe Gentry and some of them want to talk with you about it, then they would want maybe a written comment.
So. Did this need to be on the agenda when they can be available
Well, hopefully Tuesday on Zoom.
next Tuesday?
Right.
So I guess
Do you wanna call them?
tentatively, whenever they can meet
Do
with
it.
us to discuss it?
Yeah,
Okay,
do you have Joe Gentry's number?
so not next week, for sure, yeah. Okay. After the first year.
It'd be a pretty big deal, I'm sure you're gonna get a bunch of public, remember Jack talking about some of that too.
Yeah, I think Jack will be on. Yeah, he's working on it.
Who?
Jack Owens.
Yeah, remember he come in on this
Oh.
before.
So,
Hey. Little discussion on that, I guess.
Yeah. Figure out when we get a hold of them.
74, what's his name, Joe Gentry?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what
yeah,
happens
we're all
with all
set.
these little?
Oh, 406.
I don't know, I had him on.
Thanks
A
for
lot of our
Canada.
bridges are gone.
Thank you.
already gone.
There's a lot of.
It took-
I think Jack Owens maybe
Like
in here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I can go, I have his cell too.
Like building.
Yeah.
So trails are
So
that
these
with all
little
new
pictures
bridges, it'd be $1 million.
I think the only bridge still intact.
239-1501.
Probably.
Yeah, and it's,
Thank
you know, the Hollywood bridge, they're basically.
And that ends the line forever going from Drummond to Phillipsburg.
So you're not gonna get on a train, Blanche.
Interesting, all these pictures. Wanna look at? it?
Yeah, sorry, it was a huge packet, so
Hmm?
I didn't copy all of it now because it was so big.
Yeah,
A lot of pictures.
any more discussion on this?
Done?
Well, I guess if there's no more discussion on the Montana Rail Link abandonment exemption in Granite County, we are adjourned.
Good job, Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Good job.
To all.